Hey, BA fam. Did you know Dell Technologies President's Day business event starts now with deals to power America's doers and dreamers, which I am both. Save on select performance business PCs powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, accessories, plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK Dell.
Hey, BA fam, it's Mandy Money here, aka Mandra. Listen, y'all, I want this to be the year when you finally learn how to be the badass negotiator that you have always wanted to be, whether you are plucking up your courage and trying to ask for a raise where you currently work, or you are ready to negotiate a damn good, juicy offer from a new job. I am here for you. I have got a 5-step signature salary negotiation strategy that I only teach in my free virtual Nail Your Negotiation masterclass. I've got one coming up in just a couple of weeks. You can sign up and save your spot at nailyournegotiation.com. That's nailyournegotiation.com. I can't wait to see y'all there.
It's time for the BAQA. The BAQA. What you say? The BAQA with Mandi. The BAQA with Tiffany. The BAQA. It's Brown Ambition question and answers. You have questions. We have maybe some answers. We are not your attorney, your financial advisor, your doctor, your mama, but we are your favorite brown play cousins that are really smart. And we can answer questions about business, career, personal finance, negotiating, and such. And so come on into the room. We have a special guest here as well. We have Jenna Perkins. She is a nurse practitioner, a pelvic floor. What is it, Jenna?
A pelvic health specialist, an intimate wellness specialist. We're figuring it out. We're carving. We're paving the way.
The vulva queen. So she was, if you have not listened to the prior episode, go listen. It's amazing, especially if you have a vagina and vulva yourself. I think it'll be very helpful. But Jenna's going to be here within studio as we answer some questions. So first we're going to take a question from the actual mailbag, and then Jenna has a question for Mandi and I. So Mandi, you want to do it? You want to read it?
Absolutely. Okay, let me see. All right. I'm laughing at the title. This is from someone who wants to go by the pseudonym Get Me Out of Jail. Okay. Remember the part where we said we're not your attorney or anything like that, but we'll do our best. Okay. Hello, ladies. I am a new follower listener and I love the podcast. I have a career-related question. I've got a decent paying job in law enforcement, but I'm not happy with my career choice. When I pursued this career, I was single without kids, and now I realize that in the adult world, what I make is a little better than average, but not great. I'm afraid to leave because I'm not sure I will find a career that pays the way my current job does. I've got 2 degrees. I'm not sure that I would like to pursue a career in either of those fields. How do you determine where to go next when you're so comfortable making a certain level of income? My husband is supportive and telling me to take the leap, but with 2 kids and a mortgage, I don't want to just leave something secure. Ooh, there's that word that I hate, on a whim. I know if I stay in this career, I will regret it in my old age. Help! Signed, Get Me Out of Jail. All right. Maybe she's like a corrections officer or something. Dang. Okay. All right. This is one of those questions where I know she wants permission. Can we just wave the permission wand?
Yes.
Save yourself.
Yes.
Permission granted to leave the career that you know. Like you said, who wants to regret something in their old age? Mm-hmm. Get on out of there. That's easier said than done, especially. The thing is, it's cute when you're quitting a job and changing careers when you're 22 with no children or a mortgage. Mm-hmm. But the stakes for her, they become higher. And I feel like for someone who's dealing with anxiety around making a career pivot, first you have to throw away all the opinions about, I should have this figured out by now. But I already invested so much time, for the degrees, for example, and the idea that your job is secure and stable, because I just don't necessarily believe that any job is stable in the sense that it's, that you could never be let go, that you could never be fired, that you could never personally decide that you're done, And so for me, I would just say you need to unlearn those things, maybe those doubts in your mind that tell you that this is a safe path. It's only safe because you know it. It feels safe because it's the devil you know. And I think the first step for you to figure out what you want to do next is to start allowing yourself to explore other options and surround yourself with some people who are doing a different thing. So how can you extend your network and extend that circle so that you can reach others who can help you start to like be creative and imagine what a different path could look like for yourself?
Yeah, no, I agree with Mandy. If this is all you've ever done, I mean, you say that you don't want to necessarily do a career what your degrees are. Well, if you've never had those jobs, you wouldn't necessarily know. So, to Mandy's point, maybe there's some networking you can do with people who have a similar degree or are working in that similar space. So you can kind of just get a bird's eye view of like, what do careers in that space look like? What have you enjoyed in the past? Oftentimes what I find is that the thing that you do, there's an underlying current. So I knew I didn't want to, I thought I didn't want to teach anymore. But what I was really saying is I don't want to teach preschool anymore because I'm still a teacher. That's a current that comes with me, If you listen to the episode prior, Jenna was saying, our guest, how, education is also a component that she's always enjoyed and providing resources. And in her own business now, she's still able to do that. Mandy, when I first met Mandy, I mean, it's still the same Mandy, like she's bringing those same skill sets to her own business now. I'm not saying she started a
storyteller.
Business. Yes, exactly. And so I would maybe ask myself, what's the underlying current of what I'm doing at my current job? The part that I do actually enjoy. You don't have to throw out the baby with the bathwater, and ask yourself, can I apply this to another field? Because the answer absolutely is yes. And, I promise you this, I was just talking to a friend of mine who literally she gave her 4 weeks notice. This is her last week. And she called me crying because she was like, I'm always tired. She's got a kid and her husband's really supportive as well. And he's been trying to tell her to leave for the longest. And she's just like, I'm tired. I'm not feeling happy, and she just needed permission to take the leap. And one of the things I'd asked my sister Tracy when she left her corporate job, and she said she wished she knew back then that this is actually the hardest part. That the leap part is the hard, because you think it's only going to get worse. And she was like, actually, if you can get past that initial leap and those weeks and things after, it's still hard, but that's the actual hardest part. And so that's what I'll leave you with, in that, you can do it. You can get out of jail. We've given you the get out of jail free pass. Anything, Jenna, that you want to add, since you've taken the leap?
I think that you guys nailed it, but it's definitely hard, but it's worth it. And if you are feeling like you're not where you are meant to be, then it's never going to feel better. You're never going to feel well in a space that was not designed for you. So make the move and prioritize yourself.
And trust yourself. Women, we don't trust ourselves. At the end of the day, and I'll just leave you with this. I know we got to get to Jenna's question, but the last thing I will say, get me out of jail, is that you are your own job security. Like your skills, your passion, your education, your knowledge, your whatever makes you sparkle and special. That is what you should consider trusting, not necessarily a job, but you yourself. And I hope for more women that we can learn to trust ourselves so we can take a leap, whether it's into entrepreneurship or into a different career path, because you got you. At the end of the day, no one can take away your experience in law enforcement. And what if you make a change and you don't love it? You can go back. Like, you're not giving up on just a job, like you should. I want you to get to a place where you can trust your gut, trust yourself, that you will catch yourself, and you got the support of your partner. So permission wand waved.
Let's all wave our wand together. 1, 2, 3, wand waved.
As my son says, abacadabra.
I love it.
Abacadabra, okay?
AKA my bestie. Rio's my bestie. She says her son. I'm like, girl, that's secondary to my bestie.
Yes. All right. Well, should we take a quick break and come right back and answer our beloved guest Jenna's question? All right, sweet. Be right back.
Hey, BA fam. Many skincare experts and dermatologists have long touted the benefits of increased indoor humidity for healthy, glowing skin. For a long time, I've been using humidifier for my skin, sleep, and overall wellness. The problem? Traditional models are notorious for being bulky, ugly, moldy, and impossible to maintain. That's where Canopy Humidifier comes in. Canopy Humidifier is a completely reimagined humidifier that can help you elevate your home for the ultimate skincare and wellness. The Canopy Humidifier's clean moisture can help combat dryness, sensitivity, dullness, and fine lines and wrinkles. This humidifier promotes a healthy skin barrier and can help increase the efficiency of your topical care products. It's like a 2-for-1. Canopy Humidifier has a built-in aroma diffuser that uses the simple process of evaporation to fill your room with scented moisture. Go to getcanopy.co to save $25 on your Canopy humidifier purchase today with Canopy's filter subscription. Even better, use code BROWNAMBITION at checkout and save an additional 10% off your Canopy purchase. Your skin will thank you.
Hey BA fam, it's Mandy Money here, aka Mandra. Listen, y'all, I want this to be the year when you finally learn how to be the badass negotiator that you have always wanted to be, whether you are plucking up your courage and trying to ask for a raise where you currently work, or you are ready to negotiate a damn good, juicy offer from a new job. I am here for you. I have got a 5-step signature salary negotiation strategy that I only teach in my free virtual Nail Your Negotiation masterclass. I've got one coming up in just a couple of weeks. You can sign up and save your spot at nailyournegotiation.com. That's nailyournegotiation.com. I can't wait to see y'all there.
For decades, Rolling Stone has set the bar for entertainment publications. Today, Rolling Stone Music Now takes over in podcast form. SZA.
You seem like a person with a pretty high level of anxiety, but you also seem fearless artistically.
I feel like ideas have more power than identity. Like the excitement overrides insecurity. That is the only way that I'm ever able to accomplish anything.
Rolling Stone Music Now, wherever you listen.
All right, we are in the hot seat today with a special guest. Again, if y'all have not listened to our V-Day episode, and it's not the V you might be thinking of, please go back and check out the episode with our guest today. Her name is Jenna Perkins. She is a new entrepreneur, a relatively new. Congratulations on 1 year. But we'd love to hear what question you have for us, Jenna.
Yeah, so I took the lead by, gave myself permission to recognize that I was not in alignment. And so I've done the hard work. And now I feel like I'm at a space in the business where it's either start to reward myself financially, like, am I ready to pay myself, or do I hire someone else that could potentially bring in more revenue? Do I delay that gratification? So I'm just at a point where, how do you know when it's time to hire more help? That's my question.
Wow. As the resident business coach, mymentortiffany.com. If you're not one of my mentees, you ought to be. So here's the thing. I wish somebody would have told me. I didn't think, one, I'm glad that you think that you have a choice and an option, because entrepreneurship, the way it's been presented, is that if you're not growing, what are you doing? Like, you should always be on the search to making more money. That's the point. That's what that was the sentiment that I felt. And that's the sentiment that was like shared with me overall. But now, the Sade era Tiffany is glad that, Jenna, that you're thinking to yourself, I do have the option to decide, is this enough for me? Like, if my business is able to pay me, I'm just making up a number, $100,000 a year, I don't have to necessarily worry. And this is enough for me. You actually get to decide that. Just because your business can make $1 million doesn't mean it ought to make $1 million, because nothing is more expensive than money to make. It costs. It costs time. It costs opportunity. It costs. And it's okay to knowingly pay that cost, but it should be something that you do it consciously. So whether or not you should grow or not is highly personal. Asking yourself, well, what is my desired outcome? Like, you have 2 little ones. How much time do I want to spend with the kids? You have financial obligations. How much do I need to make my life work? So you want to decide those things, and then you want to then wrap your business around your choices versus letting your business lead the way. That's the mistake I made for 15 years, is that the budgetnista told me what to do, and Tiffany was holding on for dear life. But now I'm in the driver's seat, where I'm like, hey, I would like to not work March, August, and December. I would like to be done after 3:00. I would like not to start my day until 10. So I make those choices, and then I say, budgetista, figure it out, sis. you got to work around those parameters. And so that's why I'll say there's no right or wrong. Although I will say having help is always, it almost always is helpful, So if you're knowing that you don't want to, you want to be able to take vacations, you want to be able to, spend time with family and friends and things. So, having someone help you, is never going to be a bad thing if it's the right person. But I just want you to be conscious that decide on what you want your life to look like, and then match the business around it. Match your revenue goals, your margins, your how many people you want to work for you based upon, what are your actual life goals as Jenna, the wife and the mother and the woman and the independent person.
I love that. Okay. Thank you.
I'm nodding too. And I just want to say, Jenna, for me, I did hire an assistant about, I don't know, I've been through 3 assistants. You go through a couple, you got to find the right fit. About 6 months into and I'm on my 3rd and best now. And I think what happened is giving myself time to figure out what it was that I needed. And for me, even more important than and I don't know, who are you thinking of hiring? Is an assistant or?
Yeah. So I have a virtual assistant
instructor?
And I have a contract nurse practitioner. And so I need someone in the clinic with me, like a medical assistant.
I see. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah. I was just going to say that, for me, figuring out how to automate processes, especially I know you're talking about courses in that part of your business. As you grow there, I wanted to lean more on the passive income side this past year because I'm about to have another baby. And I know that I love the fact that I work 3 hours a day and I can still have a 6-figure business and it's wonderful. I want to keep that going, but the way that I was doing it before wasn't going to work for me to take a lot of time off. So really leaning into how can I automate my systems so that they function without me, my engagement, my audience outreach, enrollment in my courses, in the paid offerings that I have. How can I automate that? And so it may not necessarily be a human that can help, you increase your profitability or make things more efficient, but what are systems and processes that can become more efficient that then free you up, whether budget wise or time wise to focus on other aspects of the business. And I'm all about that. And I feel like if you ever want to chat about automations or processes in the course, and Tiffany obviously with Live Richer Academy is an OG in the whole course space. And there's been a huge explosion of new tools and systems for that. I think that that's a really exciting part of my business that can run without me running ragged.
Okay. So this is just, you're giving me the permission wand to do it. Just do it. Just get it done. I know that I need to do the course. Now it's just a matter of okay, do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Do it because you can reach more people and you can scale. And you can still, and you're probably like me too. And like Tiffany, I still want to feel like I'm engaging with people and I love getting to chat and do one-to-one, but having a hybrid system, where you can reach many and then reach a few, more personally, more intimately. I just love it. Cause not only is it smart business wise and profit wise, but for your time and your sanity. Cause you are just one person, even though you're a unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like Mandi said, you want to plan for the future, but don't delay paying yourself for too long, because I have definitely done that. At one point, the Academy was paying me such good money that I kind of brushed it underneath the carpet that the Budgetnista for 6 years paid me nothing. When I say nothing, nada, zero. Because the Academy was paying me 7 figures. And I was like, oh, girl, I'm fine. But why do you have a business that doesn't pay you? Because I had so many employees, because I wanted to make sure Black women were not just paid, but overpaid. And I was working like a dog and I was making sure everyone was taken care of, but not me, because I felt slightly guilty because you make so much over here. How dare you also expect this other business to pay you? And now that's just not the case anymore. That it's ridiculous to have a business that does not compensate you. It's one thing if there's nothing there, you're still working, but so just keep that in mind that you do deserve to be paid as well, because sometimes I feel like Black women, we can feel guilt around receiving payment from the very thing that we built, because we're technically okay. Nobody asked you all that, sis. You have a business, it ought to pay you. So
I had no option. I'm once my savings ran out, I was okay, I got to pay myself out. I always pay on time too. I
was just girl, we never late over here. If you are a BA listener and you have a QA for the BA, you can ask. We are Brown Ambition Podcast on Instagram. You can slide into our DMs. We are the BA Podcast on Twitter. You could tweet us. We are brownambitionpodcast.com. You can ask us anything there. There's like an Ask Us Anything button. Yeah, we love your questions. We had the special guest, Jenna Perkins, in here today. She's a nurse practitioner and a pelvic floor health specialist. Like Mandi and I said before, if you have not listened to the podcast prior to this one, the V-Day episode, V as in vagina and vulva. It's super awesome. Before we jump off, Jenna, just one more time for the people in the front and the back, where can the girls find you?
The girlies can find me at Discover Her Health, DISCOVHER Health, and that's on Instagram, Facebook, and discoverherhealth.com.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks so much for joining, Jenna. And if you have any pelvic floor questions, bypass us. Just go to Jenna. Okay,
girl, because I don't know. I still be peeing on myself.
We don't have a category for that on BA Q&A. Okay?
Me and Mandy just be coughing and peeing, child. We don't know.
We'll do an update podcast for your progress.
Yes. All right, y'all. Until next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, BA fam.
Hey, BA fam. We could not do this show without your support or the support of our team behind the scenes. The Brown Ambition podcast is produced by Cumulus Podcast Network. It's edited by the wonderful Imani Crosby and produced by Tanya Bustos. Dennis Stemplinsky is our in-house tech guru, and I am Mandi Woodruff Santos, your co-host, and I will see y'all next week.
You loved Lala Kent on Vanderpump Rules. Now get to know her on Give Them Lala.
With her assistant, Jess.
LA, it can become suffocating.
Did something happen where you felt like I have to get out of here, or do you just think it just happens sometimes?
I think it just happens, but also just everything going on in my personal life. Like, I want to get on this mic and be like, this is what I've been dealing with for 14 months.
Give Them Lala, wherever you listen.